Hello, my name is Molly. I am so glad you're here with me. Friends, for today's class, all you'll really need is a mat and no other props unless you'd like to use them, like a yoga block or a strap. If you don't have a yoga mat, no problem. Just do it on a carpeted surface or lay down some blankets that you can work on. Just be mindful of slipping, sliding around. And I want to just remind you that this class, it's a 30-minute stretch yoga class, but take it at a pace that feels good for you and your body. So every day we're changing, every day we feel different. Um, so if you're feeling any pain or discomfort in any area, listen closely, back off, allow yourself to shift into a space that has a little bit more ease and space with that. If discomfort is there, but it's not pain, then listen closely to that. Maybe your body's way of telling you that you need more, or um, that you want to shift a little bit out of that discomfort. No problem there. But again, we want to avoid any kind of pain, grinding, overstretching, okay? I'm really glad you're here with me today for this shorter practice. We're actually going to start on our backs. We're going to work with a breath exercise. Um, Samavriti, it's just a equal part breathing. You'll breathe in to the count of 4, 5, or 6, and then you'll breathe out for the same amount of time. So let's come onto our backs and start bringing your soles of feet down on the ground. Knees are bent. Then bring your shoulders onto the ground. Start to draw the shoulders in towards one another. Chin is slightly off of your chest. Hands can rest on your belly or they can rest on your sides. And then from here, just feel the breath come in and out on its own. So feel your chest and your belly rise as you take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, feel your low back press to the ground. But just 2 more on your own here. And then empty out completely. Let go of all the air. Take a big breath in for the count of 4 or 5. Hold the breath at the top. And then exhale for that same amount of time. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale completely. And then again, breathing in, steady breath. Good. Hold it at the top. And then exhale. And you can just count in your mind. You can count out loud if you like. Let's go 3 more rounds here. Now, of course, you have the option to kind of keep that cadence with your breath if you like. You can open your mouth, your lips can be sealed, whatever feels comfortable. But just notice that you've arrived, that you are in your body. You can feel the breath going in and out. Paying a little bit more attention to it. Feel the difference in your nerves, your muscles. And then I just encourage you to give yourself that opportunity to relax a little bit, to relax the muscles, let them be heavy. So feel your body resting on the ground here. And then slowly pull your knees into your chest, take your hands to your shins, start to rock it side to side. So just gentle rocking here. Try to stay soft through the neck and the chest, the arms. Start to circle out around the hips so the sacrum is resting on the ground and you're just rolling in a circle. And then change the direction of your circle. Good. Now keep hold of your right knee. Extend your left leg long down to the floor. And then start to pull your right knee towards your chest. Inhale, let it glide away from you. Feel the belly rise, the chest expand. And then on your exhale, pull gently towards your chest. Pinning your left hip down to the ground. You can even take your left hand and press it into the left hip. And then with every exhale, start to gently pull the right knee towards the right shoulder. Good. And then making some circles here just through the hips. So you're just circling the knee. Finding a little more mobility in your hip joint here. Again, shoulder blades are on the ground. Back of the head is gently pressing into the floor. Good. And then one last squeeze. Just find a compression through the right side of the abdomen. And then change. Let that leg float down to the ground. Wiggle the hip side to side. And then let's pull our left knee into our chest. Good. Inhale back out. So feel the belly rise. The leg falls away. Exhale, pull in. Again, moving with breath. Inhaling, expanding, exhaling, contracting. Let's go 2 more. Good. And then this last one, find those circles again. However feels natural for you. Figure 8s can feel really good. We want to keep this right hip pinned down. We want to keep the neck and the shoulders relaxed. Just finding mobility in our left hip here. Good. All right. And then pull your right knee back into your chest here. Hug them in nice and tight. You can start to lift your chin up towards your chest. Maybe wrap your arms around your shins and then come into a tight little ball. Feel everything tight in here. Breathing, little sips of air. Good. And then next inhale, take up some space. Let your arms and your legs come out to the side. Good. Scoot the shoulders away from the ears. Roll the back of the head into the floor. All right. And then nice and slow, start to pull the knees into the chest. Start to rock front to back along the spine. Good. And then we're making our way into a tabletop position. So you can just press the palms down, bring the knees underneath the hips here. And then stack the shoulders over the ribs. So you want to make sure that your low back is supported. So you're going to start to turn on the core here rather than just having a saggy back. Work to engage the core just a little bit. Press firmly through the forearms. Stack shoulders over your wrists. Take a big breath in. Let the belly start to expand. Chest begins to open. And then on your exhale, push firmly through the fingertips, rounding through the back, finding the cat pose. Good. Exhale, exhale, exhale. And then inhale. Feel the spine start to shift. Gaze can maybe come up towards the ceiling. Exhale, round through the spine. So working through cat-cow here. Go about 3 or 4 more times. Just moving the spine in different shapes, creating space between the vertebrae. Finding that breath to movement action here. Let's go 1 more round. Right, and then reset into that neutral tabletop position. We'll open the legs wide, so the knees are going to come to the edges of the mat. The toes are going to touch, maybe, behind you. And then the palms can stay underneath the chest. As you exhale, sink your hips back towards your heels. Press through the fingertips. And then inhale, come forward. You can come into that tabletop version, or you can start to press the hips forward a little bit more. Good. Exhale, come back. And then inhale, come forward. If you need to walk the palms out a little bit more, that's fine. Working to lengthen the spine here. You'll feel a nice stretch in your shoulders and in your hips as well. 1 more round. Good. Now Settle the hips back towards the heels. Arms are going to stay reaching forward. Start to grip the mat. Traction the hips back. Good. And then every exhale, see if the hips can come a little closer to the heels. On the inhale, you can gently come out. And then exhale, drop back in. Good. Now as we move with our breath, we create this mind-body connection. Helps to drop us into more of a parasympathetic state where we're more in a calm position in our mind. Good, just one more here. Excellent. And then you'll come right back up. You'll come into that tabletop position, keeping the knees out to the sides. Lift your right arm up to the side. And then you'll thread the needle. So bring the right arm through the space between the left arm and the left knee. And then slowly, as your hips come back, bring the shoulder down. You might not bring those hips all the way back at this point. No problem. If you do, just listen to the shoulder joint. Make sure that you're not straining at all through the shoulder or through the neck. So breathing into the space behind the shoulder blade. Sink the right hip closer to the right heel. Feel just a gentle twist through the spine. And then glide back up on the inhale. Inhale, reach your right arm back up. You can roll the wrist out if you'd like. And then change sides. So left arm's going to float up. On your exhale, slide the hand underneath. Drop the hips back as much as feels good. And then reach the palm forward. Again, scoot the left hip towards the left heel. Breathe into the space behind the left shoulder blade. Checking in with the quality of your breath. Does it feel shorter, a little stickier? Maybe perhaps you back out just a little bit. One more exhale here. And then inhale will come up. Left arm floats up, roll the wrist. Good. And then from this position, we'll find puppy dog pose. So you're right back into your tabletop. Bring your knees underneath your hips. Palms are going to stay planted through the ground. Hips are going to stay stacked over your knees. Good. And then from here, start to walk the palms forward. Good. And then melt the heart down towards the floor. It's okay if your chest doesn't get to the floor. Maybe your forehead doesn't either. We're feeling a big side body stretch. You're feeling this behind the shoulder blades. Again, we never want any pain. We do want to seek out sensation. Even discomfort tells us a lot. Good. The hips are gliding back, but they're staying stacked over your knees. We'll be here for 3. And 2. One more big breath here. And then take it slow as you come up. Nice work. All right, tabletop position again. You want to find some hip circles, gliding the hips back, forward. That can feel good after that deep heart opener. All right, let's sweep our right leg forward. 1 step, 2 steps, however many it takes. You can bring your hand behind the ankle just to get it up underneath the front knee. Your back leg's going to stay down on the ground. Rather than just dropping into that hip, pull your right hip back so your hips are square forward. Good. And then hands can stay on the ground here. You're going to lift your chest up on the inhale. And then on the exhale, you'll shift your hips back. Start to straighten the front leg. Maybe toes curl up. Good. Inhale. Lift up through the chest. Throat is open. Jaws are soft. And then shift back on the exhale. Press through the heel. Curl the toes back. Let's go 2 more rounds. And then exhale, we're going to stay here in half split. So pin your right hip back, pull your left hip forward. Option to keep those hands on the ground here. Start to lift up through the chest. We'll pull the shoulder blades away from the ears. push your heel forward, curl your toes back. Feel the energy through the whole backside of the leg. Notice again, if your breath is starting to get sticky, try to even it out. Maybe that means just coming out of it, bending your knee slightly. Good. Inhale, come back up through center, rebend your front knee. Nice work, everybody. Hand can come to the inside, and then you'll sweep your right leg back. Good. Change sides here. Left leg's gonna come forward. Again, scooting the foot underneath the knee. You want to make sure that the ankle is directly under the knee rather than this position where the knee is way far in front. Make sure that you see this alignment between the knee and the ankle. And then your back leg, your foot can be tucked under if that's uncomfortable for you to bring the top of the foot to the floor. And then the hands will frame that front foot here. So breathing up and in through the collarbones, through the throat, the space between your eyes. And then on your exhale, shift the hips back. Just ease into this. We'll have our longer hold in a few. Shift forward on the inhale. And then shift back on the exhale. Good. One more time. Let's bring it forward. Inhale. And then we'll hold half splits on this side. Take those adjustments that you need to. Maybe scoot the heel forward, curl the toes back. Then your right hip forward, your left hip back. Work to create an up dog sensation through the chest so the shoulder blades are away from the ears. Collarbones are spreading. Good. Keeping the foot really active here. Give yourself about 2 to 3 more breaths here. And then next inhale, walk the hands up by that front foot, bend your knee. Go ahead, take the hands to the inside of your foot, and then let's switch this left leg back behind us. Right back into our tabletop position here. So from tabletop, you've got your knees underneath your hips. Your shoulders are over your wrists. Take a big breath and feel the belly and the chest expand, finding your cow. Exhale, round through the spine. Just one more like that. Good. And then from here, finding the legs down to the ground. So bring your belly all the way down to the ground. Good. Bring your arms out to the sides here. So they're going to be about shoulder height. Legs are going to scoot back behind you. You want to pull the belly to support the low back slightly. And then with those hands, lift up the palms, press through the fingertips. Forehead's going to come down. And then on your inhale, you'll just gently press through the fingertips, lift up. Inhale. Good. And exhale. Good. 3 rolling cobras here. You're going to do this 2 more times. So inhale, lift. Exhale. 1 more. Good. Exhale halfway out. Inhale, lift up again. Exhale, drop your left shoulder. Just a gentle twist to the right. Be careful through the chest here. And then inhale back through center. Exhale, drop your right shoulder. Inhale back through center. Good. And then lower down. Bring your left cheek to the mat. Arms alongside your hips. And then wiggle your hips side to side. Good. Return the hands underneath the chest. You can come up through plank or tabletop. Good. And then from here, hips up high to the sky, down dog stretch. So for down dog, you want to bring your chest towards your thighs. The knees can be bent a lot. Fingers are spread out wide. Good. Bring your arms kind of shoulder distance apart here. And then the head stays in line with the spine. So rather than letting the head hang here, start to lift it up just a little bit. All right, and then you can keep your left knee bent. Start to straighten your right leg. Press into it. Feel the right heel come closer to the earth. Press more through the left hand. Feel that energy through the whole right hip. And then bend your right knee. Straighten the left knee now. Good. Press more through the right palm. Lots of energy back into the left heel. Feel that stretch. Good, and then alternate right and left. And then from here, both heels can stay lifted, both knees can be bent, or you can start to bring your heels down towards the floor. Hips are coming up towards the ceiling here. Good, this is a huge spinal stretch, feeling it through the back of the legs and the arms. You can tune back into that equal part breath here, that breathing in for the count of 3, 4, 5, 6, and then breathing out that equal amount. It's a great practice to just keep you present in the moment, present in your body. Good. And then from here, walk your hands back towards your feet. So take your time as you walk all the way back. Good. And then feet are hip distance apart here. Find either elbow. Let yourself hang. So let the head hang. Let the arms hang. Good. Just feel the traction behind you and the whole backside of your body. Good. And then release the hands. Good. Take it slow as you roll it all the way up. Good. So just finding just a nice stack position here. Shoulders come up over your hips. Good. And I'll turn towards you. So your feet are about hip distance apart. Roll your shoulders down your back. Fingertips are bright here, so reach through the fingertips. Good. Chest is lifted, chin is lifted. Bend the knees a lot. Inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. Begin to straighten your knees. Exhale, bring the hands down, palms together. And then inhale again, reach up. Exhale down. Good. One more just like that. Inhale. Feel yourself grow nice and tall through the fingertips, the crown of the head. And then exhale down. Beautiful. Hands will float alongside you. Start to root down through all four corners of your feet. So curl your toes up, press equally through the heels and the balls of the feet. Again, keeping the shoulder blades down your back. Fingertips are going to be right here. Extend through the arms. Start to hug the bones with your muscles. Okay. And then slow and steady, inhale, reach your arms all the way up. And this time, you're going to exhale as you fold. So bring the palms down, start to fold forward. Good, we're mixing it up here. Halfway lift. Inhale, bring the hands to your shins. Good time to use that block if you have it. So you want to start to cultivate that flatter back here. So shoulder blades are down. Good. Low belly's hugging in. Feel the stretch in the back of the legs. Feel the back muscles start to turn on. Let's go one more inhale here. And then exhale, fold. Good. Roll it up one vertebra at a time. Taking your time as you stack. Inhale, reach. Arms up. And then exhale, fold again. Good. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, fold. One more time. Here we go. Inhale, roll up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Good. Stay folded here. Sweep your hands to your low back. Interlace the fingers there. Really press those palms towards one another. Bend the knees a lot here. Bring your chest to your thighs. Arms reach up on the inhale. Just go as it feels. Good. You might not get those arms fully stacked over the shoulders. No problem. And then from here, with those knees bent, start to straighten the right knee. Gentle twist towards the right. So feel it through the outer hip, the right chest. Ooh, try to release the neck. Take time breathing into all these areas of your body that are feeling tight, stagnant. Good. And then rebend your right knee. Stack shoulders, wrist over shoulders. And then now straighten the left leg. Twist to the left. Good. Again, press to the left heel. Feel the left shoulder blade back. Taking time to breathe into all the areas that are sticky, tight. And dusting out some of those cobwebs here. Good. And then back through center. Left knee bends a lot. Arms up overhead. Bring them to your low back. And then bring them down to the ground. Let's just do one halfway lift here. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees a lot. This time, left leg's going to step back. Good. Right leg's going to step back. And you're going to just lower all the way down to the ground. Now, traditional cobra here. Tops of the feet are into the floor. Belly's drawn up. Palms are going to come up alongside your shoulders. Press them down. Elbows will hug towards your ribs. Forehead taps the earth. Exhale completely. And then on the inhale, start to lift the head, lift the chest. Use the low back to lift. And then exhale, fold. Light through the palms here. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. One more, just like that. Inhale, lift. We're going to stay here just a little bit. So if you want to use those arms a little bit more, you can. Inhale, lift up just a little bit higher for 3, for 2, and then 1. Right cheek to the mat. Arms come alongside your hips. Wiggle your hips side to side. Good. And then let's return the palms back underneath the chest. You can find high plank or tabletop, and then down dog on your exhale. Hips up high to the sky. Good. Take your time as you pedal out your dog, just finding that last version you were in. So maybe those heels were coming closer to the earth. Maybe the knees were bent a lot. Again, the focus here is lengthening through the spine, spreading through the sit bones, feeling those upper arm bones wrap down towards the floor. Release the neck muscles. Try to focus less on the shoulders supporting you. Feel the arms start to turn on here. Good. Let's go 3 more breaths. 2. And 1. Nice work. This time, lift your heels and then travel to the top of your space. So finding that forward fold at the top of your space now. Good. Find a halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Good. Sweep your arms out to the sides. Feel the low belly turn on as you lift your body all the way up, stacking. Fingertips are reaching up toward the ceiling here. Good. I'm just going to adjust my camera. Perfect. So those fingertips are turned in towards one another slightly. You'll feel those arm bones turn inward. Drop the shoulders away from your ears. Good. And then reach a little bit higher through. Gotta take a couple breaths here. Try to drop the shoulders away from your ears. Good. Now bring the palms towards me. Elbows are starting to glide back, bringing them to a 90-degree angle. And then inhale, return back up. And then exhale, slide those elbows back behind you. Inhale, lift. Good. Just feeling the shoulder blades slide down. This is very helpful for shoulder mobility. Just one more like this. Inhale, lift. And then exhale, slide down. Beautiful. Inhale, reset. Arms up overhead. This time, palms are going to float out to the sides. You're going to fold forward, swan dive here. Fold completely. Exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Good. Bending, left knee behind you. Scoot your right foot up forward, right back into this low lunge position. Good. And then for this next one, you can start to walk your hands up to your front thigh. Or maybe bring your hands to your hips. As you glide out on the exhale, or the inhale, just feel the shoulders stack over your hips. Feel the low belly turn on to support the back. And then exhale, keep that action of stacking, shift forward. So this is going to be stretching our left psoas muscle, the left quad. It attaches to the low back. So feel a nice gentle stretch there. Good. And then you have that same action of pulling your right hip back and your left hip forward. Let's just go one more here. Good. Stay low here. Bring the hands to the inside of your right foot and then scoot your right toes off to the side. that are pointing maybe about 2 o'clock. Left hand's going to stay on the mat. Right hand's going to come to your right thigh, and it's just going to create a nice little lever to push into so that your torso can start to twist up towards the ceiling. Good. Now option here, you just keep that left leg back behind you. That's fine. You're doing a lot of good stretching there. If you want to find a quad stretch, you reach back and find the foot. You'll get a nice chest opener here. But use your breath to glide in and out. So flexibility is one of those things that just takes time. And you may never be quote unquote flexible. And that's okay. Everybody is different. But we are working to create a conversation with our body. So working on any given day, you might feel extra stretchy, extra tight. So just notice those qualities and then work with where you are. Okay. And then no sling back, just let that foot come down, hand comes up in front. And then this right leg's going to sweep back behind you. Good. Then lower down to the ground. Find just one cobra here. Palms again at your shoulder height. Forehead taps the earth. Relax the neck and the shoulder. And then inhale, lift up. Good. Exhale, release. And then finding your transition, whether that be tabletop or plank, to down dog. Good. Breath in. Breath out. This time, right leg's going to float high. So you're going to lift it, three-legged dog. And then step your right foot forward. Good. One more time. Left knee's going to come down. We're just going to do this flow. Inhale, reach your arms up. Good. Exhale, hands to hips. Good. Inhale, come out. Exhale, hands frame front foot. Back toes tuck. Left foot meets the right foot at the top of the mat. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Good. Arms sweep out to the sides. Reach up high to the sky. One cactus through those arms. Elbow tips pull back. Just starting to link everything together. Inhale, reach. Swan dive forward. Exhale, fold. One halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Knees bend a lot. This time, right leg's going to come back. So opposite leg. Knee to the earth. Good. Take your time again as you shift into that optimal position with your right hip pulling forward, your left hip pulling back. And then again, start to climb up through your left knee. Good. So it's gradually working to stack your shoulders over your hips here. Hands can stay on your hips to stabilize. Good. And then keeping that stacking action, start to glide forward into stretching the right thigh, the psoas. Good. Notice that the belly is starting to push forward a lot and feel cramping in the low back. Start to draw the low belly in. Pubic bone comes up towards the ribs. Turn on those deep core muscles to support the back. You'll get more of a stretch through the quad and hip also. Good. And then hands now will come to the inside of the left foot. Scoot the left toes off to the side slightly. Plant through the right hand. Left hand comes to the left knee. Good. Use it as that lever. Push into it to create a gentle twist. And then maybe again finding that quad stretch. So you'll reach your left hand back to the foot. And then gently start to pull the foot towards you as you kick the leg away from you. Good. And no sling backs. Let that leg go. Hand comes forward again. Nice work. And then leg sweeps back. Good. Lower down to the ground. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Finding your down dog stretch. Good. This time left leg floats high. Exhale, step it through. One step, two step. However many it takes, you can always use your hand to get that foot up a little higher. Back knee down. Inhale, arms float up. Exhale, sink into it. Hold for a few. Good. And then hands come up to frame the front foot. Back knee lift. Step your back foot to meet the right. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Good. Sweep those arms out to the sides, finding your Urdhva Hastasana, your salute up. Cactus through the arms, elbow tips pull back, chest lifts, throat open. And then inhale, reach. Exhale, swan dive forward. One halfway lift here. Exhale, fold. Good. Let's bring it down to the mat. So to start with, open your feet out, toe heel them out. So toes out, heels in. Drop your seat all the way down. So you're into this deep squat. And then for some of us, this can be really, really uncomfortable, especially if you haven't ever really been in this position before. For many of us, if you're a gardener, gone through childbirth, do a lot of manual labor, you might be in this position more often than not. But anyways, this is a great one to open the hips, the inner thighs. So you can put a block underneath you. You can put some pillows here. It's okay if those heels are lifted a lot, no problem. We do want to start to push the elbows into the inner thighs. Good. And then hands can stay on the ground for balance, or you can bring them up into your heart. We're only here for 3 breaths, so try to keep your breath moving in and out. Good. And then coming out of it, just take the hands to the ground, sweep them behind the legs, and then drop onto your seat. Good. And then legs are going to... So the focus here is this right hip stretching. You do want to curl your toes back towards your shin. You want to keep your chest lifted as much as possible. And then keep that right sit bones down on the ground. You can rock it side to side. To deepen this pose, you can scoot your left heel in closer towards your seat. To lessen the pose, to create less intensity, you can scoot that leg away, okay? Good. Just a few more here. I don't know what to say. Good, and then change. Extend your right leg long, bring the left sole of the foot down. Good, lift up through the chest, and then start to fold. Good, and then inhale, come up. Good, bend through that foot. Take the left ankle up and over the right, and then finding your figure 4 on your seat here. Then again, just taking it at an intensity that feels appropriate for your body today. That can change day in and day out. And so just listening closely to your body is the most important thing, so that you don't put yourself in kind of a panic state or a freeze state. You really, really want to maintain that more parasympathetic, that digestion, that resting, that healing state. All right, you guys, and then slide that leg off. From here, we're just going to come onto our back, rounding out our class here. Bring the soles of the feet down to the ground. Same position where you scoot your shoulder blades away from your ears. Draw them in towards the midline of your body. And then bridge pose, you're going to keep your heels on the ground. Press your palms into the ground outside of your hips. Big breath in. Exhale, lift your hips up. So just lifting up through the hips. Try to keep the glutes pretty soft here. Feel a stretch through the whole belly. Good. And then nice and slow, lower it down, 1 vertebra at a time. So bring your hips closer towards your heels. Extend your legs long here. Take up some space. Ending here in our final pose, our resting pose. Arms are going to come out to the sides. Good. Feel heaviness here. Allow your eyes to close. Let go of any cadence in your breath. Just feel it come in and out on your own. Now this is time well spent, so you can stay here for as long as you'd like. When we consciously choose to relax our body, to put ourselves in more of that healing, resting state, the body just works on a super level. Many times this can be much more nourishing than a night's sleep. But of course, if you're ready to move out of it, just move slowly. Taking your time, just creating some movements through your fingers and your toes, rolling the wrists. Then coming over to one side, resting for a breath or two. pressing up into a seat. And then just closing class. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you have a beautiful rest of your day. And blessings to each and every one of you.